Good morning, students. Today we will discuss the ovarian hormone. But before going to further discussion, first we will take a quick revision of ovarian structure. What is ovary? Ovaries are paired organ, oval in shape, and it is attached to posterior surface of broad ligament of uterus by meso-ovarian. Meso-ovarian is a fold of peritoneum which is continuous with the outer surface of the ovary. The neurovascular structure enters the hilum of ovary via the meso-ovarian. The main function of ovaries are to produce oocytes and to produce the sex hormones estrogen and progesterone. So if we discuss the ovarian structure, it is mainly two-part, cortex and medulla. The surface is formed by simple cuboidal epithelium, and cortex it is the outer layer which contains the developing follicle in different stages. It is compact cellular layer. It has two parts, outer fibrous layer called tunica albuginea, and below it is germinal epithelium layer. Cortex contain following structure: the ovarian follicle at different stages, connective tissue cell and an interstitial cell which form the theca interna. And the anterior border, as I told you, it is attached to the broad ligament, but the posterior border of the ovary is free and it is related to the ampullary part of the fallopian tube. At the intrauterine life, around 6 million of primordial follicles are formed in the ovaries, but by the time of birth, the number reduces to about 1 million and rest are degenerated. And by the time of puberty, these number of follicles further reduces to around 3 to 4 lakhs. After menarche, during each menstrual cycle, only one follicle matures and releases its ovum. And during every menstrual cycle, only one ovum is released from any one of ovary, either left side of ovary or right side of ovary. That means both ovary doesn't ovulate at same time. It's on alternate. Function of ovary, as I told you, its function is secretion of female hormone and oogenesis. Now, what are the ovarian hormones? What are the different? Not only estrogen and progesterone is secreted from the ovary, there are some other hormone which is also secreted from the ovary. First one is estrogen. Yes, it is very important. Its level is higher during the follicular phase and it drops just before the ovulation. The progesterone, as we have discussed, its level peaks during the second half of menstrual cycle or ovarian cycle after ovulation. And inhibin, relaxin, it is also an ovarian hormone. and in small quantity androgen is also released. So first we will discuss the estrogen. There are three forms of estrogen: estradiol, estrone and estriol. Now let us discuss its synthesis first. So synthesis, it's first from cholesterol, it is converted to pregnenolone and then androstenedione. From androstenedione it is converted to testosterone, and by the action of aromatase enzyme it is converted to estradiol. It can take another part from here also, androstenedione to estrone and then estradiol. So estrogen is C18 steroid and its T half is 30 to 60 minutes. In non-pregnant women, estrogen is secreted in larger quantity by thicker internal cell and smaller quantity by corpus luteum of ovary. But in pregnant women, the larger amount is secreted by placenta. The most potent form is estradiol. Estradiol form is the most potent form, and its plasma level during follicular phase is around 30 to 200 picogram per ml. So next come to its metabolism. In plasma, it is transported mainly by albumin and a small quantity by globulin. And it is degraded in liver and excreted mainly in urine and a small quantity also in bile. So estrogen are hormones that are important for the sexual and reproductive development, mainly in women. They are also referred as female sex hormone. Estrogen is a hormone that plays various roles in body. In a female, it helps in development and maintain both the reproductive system and the female characteristics such as breast, pubic and hair. Now next we will discuss the function of estrogen. We will discuss in the following headings. First is effect on the ovarian follicle, effect on the uterus, on the fallopian tube, and what is the effect on vagina, and the secondary sexual character, how it regulate, what's the effect of estrogen on development of secondary sexual character, and on breast, and its effect on bone. So first we will discuss the effect of on ovarian follicle. So effect on ovarian follicle. Estrogen promotes the growth of ovarian follicle by increasing the proliferation of follicular cell. The follicles increases in size. Gradually, it provides the follicle get nourishment from the estrogen. Under the effect of estrogen, the follicle grows from the primordial follicle to the primary follicle and ultimately the mature granulosa cell. I mean mature graphene follicle. See, it is mature graphene follicle with the crana radiata here. It is the granulosa cell and it is the cumulus oophorus. Then what is the effects on uterus? Estrogen prepares uterus for pregnancy. All the changes are towards preparing the uterus for pregnancy by increasing its size, blood supply, the effect on endometrial glands, Estrogen also increases the uterine contractility. It causes enlargement of uterus from the childhood to adulthood size. It increases the blood supply to endometrium. See, under the effect of estrogen, the blood vessels increase in size and become more tortuous. Proliferation and dilatation of endometrial blood vessels occur under the effect of estrogen. The endometrial glands become more tortuous with increase in blood flow. Estrogen also increases the sensitivity of oxytocin on uterus, and obviously it increases the uterine contractility. Then effect on the fallopian tube. It increases the number and size of epithelial cells present on mucosal lining of fallopian tube. It also increases the cilia movement and enhances the proliferation of glandular tissue in the fallopian tube. It is the fallopian tube, it is the fimbriated end. It is the infundibular part which lies in close contact with the ovary. It is the ampulla, isthmus, and the interstitial part. Now, effect on vagina. It is the vagina. So, increases the vaginal estrogen increases vaginal epithelial proliferation. Changes it cuboidal to more stratified cells. And estrogen makes vagina more acidic in nature. From the alkaline to it makes more acidic, and it plays important role in protection from vaginal infection. Now next is effect on secondary sexual character. Estrogen has very important role in development of secondary sexual character. The typical hair distribution like axillary, pubic and scalp hair. The skin become more soft and smooth under the effect of estrogen. And typical body stature is narrow shoulder, broad hip, broad pelvis, and short stature of a female, and voice is high pitch. All these effects are under the effect of estrogen. Now effect on breast. Yes, development of stromal tissue of breast, growth of ductile system, causes development of estrogen also causes development of alveoli and lobules of breast. Now what is its effect on bone? Estrogen has anabolic effect on bone. It has osteoblastic activity, but it causes early fusion of epiphysis with the shaft as compared to testosterone in male, and it is the reason for the short stature of a female as compared to male. So testosterone increases the thickness of bone by increasing bone matrix and deposition of calcium. It also causes early fusion of epiphysis of long bone with the shaft, as I told you. You can see it here. And during menopause, this bone tends to more weak, most osteoporotic in absence of or in deficiency of estrogen hormone. So you can see here also it is the healthy bone, and it is the osteoporotic bone under low estrogen level. So estrogen deficiency is a pivotal cause of postmenopausal bone loss and contributes to age-related bone loss in both sexes. Estrogen has indirect positive effect on calcium metabolism, and its deficiency reduces both intestinal and renal calcium absorption. It is a major regulator of bone metabolism in men, and low estrogen level is associated with increased risk of fracture even in setting of normal testosterone levels. So estrogen has also some role in men also. Estrogen deficiency plays a prominent role in the pathogenesis of osteoporosis in both sexes. Now, what is its effect on metabolism? So, testosterone increases sodium and salt retention. Sodium and water reabsorption with increase in ECF volume. It increases the BMR. So estrogen has a positive anabolic effect on protein metabolism. It increases the total body protein, and on fat it tends to cause more fat deposition, mainly in subcutaneous tissue, buttock, breast, thigh. And on electrolyte balance, it tends to retain the sodium and water, which may become significant during pregnancy. Now next come to the estrogen regulation of estrogen. So as I have discussed earlier, estrogen has both positive and negative feedback effect over the pituitary and hypothalamus. So but most of time the feedback is negative. During LH surge, it has positive feedback effect which causes more LH secretion and causes LH surge, but apart from this, most of time it has negative feedback effect. From hypothalamus, GnRH is released, which acts on anterior pituitary, causes secretion of FSH and LH, which acts on the ovary, leading to secretion of estrogen. And estrogen in turn causes feedback inhibition over the anterior pituitary and hypothalamus, and its level is regulated. So that's all for the today. Next topic will be the next hormone. Thank you.